What is going on, everybody? My name is Seth and you're watching 252 Squad, and in today's video I've got kind of a sad but pretty happy overall video to make for you guys today, and that is in regards to my turbo J32 6-speed swapped Accord coupe.
1, 2, 3!
So this car here has been on the channel for over a year now, and I honestly have not made very much headway with it. I have started by painting the bay. I got the J32 out of the donor car, which is the CL Type S, and overall since then I really haven't done too much as far as the wiring. I've taken the interior apart and a few other little things, but not a whole lot to the car itself, and that just has led me with other projects coming out to needing to get rid of the car. I no longer can really not necessarily afford it, but I don't have the time to build the car, which is a problem that you'll face when you get into having a lot of projects. Between this thing and my original CG and my Mustang and my truck, I don't really have time to work on it anymore. And with all that being said, I already have a buyer for the car. In fact, the car is actually already sold technically, but don't click off the video yet because it's going to be interesting. But right now, I just got to get a few things off the car. I got to get the front wheels off of it, as well as I've got to get the J32 out of the garage and everything and get it loaded up into the back of the truck and meet the buyer, because I'm actually going to go meet him in a few days. And so I'm going to go ahead and get everything taken off and loaded up. So since the last clip, I got everything packed up in the back of the truck and moved up to Raleigh. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to go meet the new buyer for everything, the car and all of this stuff. And let me get to that and show you who it is. Alrighty, so we got everything in. I am currently about to meet the buyer, so let's pull up and see the buyer. So as you saw by that last clip, the buyer is Sean. As you've seen, he is on the channel quite a bit. He does film for me, as well as he did the Mark 7 build that is still currently going on. And now he's picked up the Accord from me, and he's gonna continue the legacy of the Accord on the channel. So let me hand it over to him and let him explain what his plans are for the build.
So we've already got the motor and the transmission actually already up here. Actually have already started the process of actually cleaning and degreasing both the motor and the transmission, getting rid of all the corrosion that has actually formed on the whole drivetrain assembly from having sat for some time, as well as getting ready to get that thing painted, as well as replacing a couple of the gaskets and everything like that on there. So we'll be starting to film some of that here at a later point. We'll also be getting that all cleaned up and ready to go into the shell. And once it's all ready to go into the shell, we will actually be getting the shell up here to have everything installed at that time. Do also have the wheels that are going to be going onto the car as well. Currently in process of figuring out how to best way to strip the paint off of those wheels and get them prepped for paint, as well as calipers and a couple other items as well. So everything is going to be very slow to start, but once we can get the motor and transmission actually in the car, I feel like the process of the build itself is actually going to pick up quite a bit.
So it is like he said, the process of this build is not going to be instantaneous. There's a lot of time, a lot of moving objects and parts that are going to go through a whole big process coming up here, as well as other things that are going on. I mean, like I said, he's got to get the shell up here. We got to get the engine prep first. We got to get the clutch on, the timing belt, water pump, which we got from a company we'll disclose later in the future when we get to that point in the series and build, as well as a few other goodies to get up here to Raleigh before we can even really start working on the car itself. He's already got the wheels and everything that he's already started prepping and getting ready for the car, as well as a few other things. He's building the car right. He's not going to skip out on any of the stupid stuff. It's going to be a well-built car, trust me on that. So it's going to be a good series still. I know the videos and everything have been very, very sparse and not very well detailed, so it's going to change completely now with him being part of it. I'm going to be able to film, he's going to be able to record, and we're going to be able to edit and get content out. It's just still not going to be instantaneously. It's going to take some time, just simply because the vastness of the build. It's still a very insane build, and it's going to take a long time to get everything organized and straight.
All right, guys, so obviously you've seen I've had the GTI, I did have the E36, I did also have an E39 that wasn't really shown on the channel a whole lot, other than I think mentioned or seen in the background of a couple of videos just here and there. So obviously with me having Euro cars, I'm not a Honda fanboy. So this is very much going to be a anti-Honda Honda Club kind of build. It's a very non-Honda fanboys build. I don't particularly like Hondas, so I'm gonna do everything in my power to make this a car where everyone loves it, no matter if you like the Hondas or not, because I don't really like them. But I do have someone who is going to help me get it there to where it needs to be, knows a lot about the J series motors as well as the transmissions, which is actually going to be Seth.
Hi, it's me.
So he's going to be a massive help in this process, especially with the fact that I'm buying everything off of him. So we are going to try and do this as best as we physically can and make it probably one of the cleanest Accords here on the East Coast. I know it's a pretty steep statement to say, but with the vision I have in my head, I feel like that's very achievable.
So overall, guys, it's going to be a good build. Just starting out, we're going to get it up here, get everything prepped and ready like we were planning beforehand. We're going to probably get it running NA first before we go boost. Just get it going, and then once we get it get it NA and ready to go, we're going to boost it then. But it's going to be a very progressive build. It's going to take time, and with time comes different ideas, different plans, and different things are going to happen. But overall, it's going to be really good. So make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more boosted or just cool J32 Swapped Accord stuff. It's going to take time, but it's going to be a great build overall. We're also going to be bringing back this Accord fairly soon, hopefully. And so if you have any Honda related products, especially J series or Accord products, make sure to hit me up on my Instagram. If you are looking for some kind of sponsorship with a YouTube channel, if you want to show off your product or anything, I'd be more than willing to help and let the world know about what it is. So if you have any stuff for these Hondas, J series Hondas, or just Honda Accords in general, let us know. Leave me a DM on Instagram and we'll get things set up. All right, everybody, so that's going to be all for today's video. I thank you so much for clicking on the video and watching it all the way through if you made it to this point. I hope you do enjoy this build series. It's going to be wild. Like I said, going to take time. Soon enough, though, you're going to see a video on the engine coming apart and then the wheels getting prepped, because those are the two things that we're currently working on right now. So they should be the first ones out on the channel. And then next soon, hopefully after that, the car coming up here and getting prepped for the engine. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. I thank y'all so much for watching and clicking on the video. So peace out, and I'll see you next time.
Man, we ain't building no shitbox Honda.